Hey everybody, it's Glecko here back with another video. So this going to be a anime review. So I'm reviewing the show Berserk of Gluttony. I saw this some months back, but I'm just now getting around to making a video about it. Side note, I actually got like a stock, I got like a backlog of videos that I made that I haven't put out. The video I put out just before this is actually, it was the Princia, Jester, and the Dark Triad versus the three Wizard Kings who got reanimated in the Black Clover Sword, the Wizard King movie. So yeah, I'm trying to figure out because I got all these ideas coming to my head, and then I'm just I just got videos in the back pile. But anyway, let's get on to the review. So let me get some quick things out. Let me get a few things out the way. This is a great anime. Go watch it. Berserk of Gluttony. It's got great characters. It's got a really cool. Well, it's got an interesting power system, but I think it's cool. And got a nice and easy to understand and follow plot and some decent action scenes as well. So I say go out there and watch it if you're in the mood for a good anime. It's only one season so far. I believe this came out this year in 2020. Well, sorry, last year, 2024. Happy New Year's, by the way. So yeah, great anime all around. So what's it about? So it's about this guy named Fate Graf or Graf something. I'm sorry, Fate. At least I remember his name. In this world, everybody has a skill, but his skill is called gluttony. It makes him constantly hungry. Hungry. He initially thinks it's just for food, but he will eventually find out that it's for something else. One night, he is forced to defend himself from an attacking criminal, and when he kills him, the man's stats, because everyone has stats, the stronger you get, the more, the greater your stats increase, like a video game, basically. And no, this isn't like an isekai or anything, so that's what makes this kind of cool. But the man's stats gets added to his, but that starts a domino effect because gluttony instantly activates. It's a constant skill. The fact that his skill. So once gluttony got a taste of human souls, it's not really satisfied with food anymore, and we find out later on that his hunger is going to keep getting more and more voracious for gluttony. So he has to kill more and more and more. He first starts off by killing. Once he starts, he actually comes across this sword that's kind of like that's somewhat alive. It can talk. It's called greed. Greed helps him throughout his entire journey. So greed gives him the runner ropes with gluttony, teaches him how to go kill monsters and all that. And Fate, initially, greed also tells him, hey, now that you've killed a human, you can't use food to keep gluttony at bay anymore. So, Fate has to go out and he has to slay creatures. Well, while slaying creatures, it still continues to grow. So he starts by slaying whole hordes of wolves. For a while that works. It keeps gluttony satisfied. But eventually he has to kill something, he has to kill something something else, something more, something larger, something different. He has to feed it more and more. So throughout all this, Fate is actually working for these people called the Holy Knights. The Holy Knights are evil, except for one, Roxy Hart. Fate and Roxy both have a crush on one another. They met when they were little. But Fate is under the he's employed by another Holy Knight, and the Holy Knight is actually cruel to Fate. Roxy frees him and offers him a job with her. He takes the job, and he just spends a lot of his time with Roxy. He goes to an orchard vineyard. He goes to her family orchard vineyard, yada, yada, yada. But it is then revealed that Roxy Fate, Roxy Hart's father is killed on an expedition in Gallia, a very dangerous and just savage and wild land. And obviously her father is a Holy Knight. So he goes, Fate is with Roxy, and they go to her mother's house. They can comfort her. While out there, he comes across a strange girl, and he kind of like resonates with her, or he feels like he and that girl has something in common. We will learn later on that the girl's name is Mine, and she's actually she has a skill like Fate, so a skill of deadly sin. I believe she is either Wrath. No, she's Wrath, and her weapon is Sloth. So, yada yada yada. Eventually, it is determined that Roxy has to go to Galia. The other Holy Knights suggested hers because they want her dead because they don't like her. Roxy, feeling honor bound, goes anyway. Fate would go to Galia, in disguise, and he would like try to travel to protect her. So he goes to Galia. He meets up with Mine on the road. Mine travels with him. Fate goes through, he travels through different towns and stuff on his way to Galia, slaying monster. He meets a former Holy Knight who was Roxy Hart's father. I believe he was a friend of Roxy Hart's father, but don't quote me on it. And he trains Fate a little bit. Fate helps him defeat a demon from his past, so to speak. Gives him peace with his departed family. Fate makes it to Galia. While in Galia, he finds out there's a plot to kill Roxy by another user of deadly sin. Well, actually, two of them. One of them being envy, and the other being lust. So Fate is trying to protect Roxy. Fate actually has. I'm sorry, I forgot to mention. Throughout all his killings, because he killed so much, Fate actually has gained he became notorious. He has a notorious reputation. His name, they called him Corpse. A Holy Knight actually went to try to get him before he went to Galia. It was one of the Holy Knights who bullied him. Now, of course, Fate's in disguise. Fate kills him, and this is what puts the Holy Knights on his trail. So, while out in Galia, once he gets to Galia, he's doing his thing. He's killing monsters and all that. One thing about this, whenever Fate gets once he kills a certain amount of monsters, he sets all his skills and things back to 0 to unlock new forms of greed. I personally didn't like that, but oh well. It's not shown on camera, but off camera he gets all his stats back. So, but I don't know. I just wanted to throw that out there. Roxy's father was killed by a being called the Divine Dragon. We don't know it at the time, but Lust and Envy are planning on because Roxy Hart, they're planning on using her death to spawn a crown human. It would be a monster of unparalleled power to rampage throughout the I believe it's to rampage throughout the kingdom to transform because there's so much corruption in the world. Fate obviously doesn't want this. Fate actually would eventually become powerful enough, and he he stops the plot to kill Roxy. He defeats Envy and he attains God level amounts of power. He goes into this thing called the Domain of E. While in the Domain of E, he slays the Divine Dragon, saving Roxy and thwarting Lust and Envy's plan. But eventually, Envy and Lust's plan. But eventually, he had killed so much, and his gluttony skill was just so much. It was so bad and was so hungry. Fate was getting ready to start turning on people. So he sets all his skills to 0, and he asks Mine to come and kill him. Before Mine could, though, Roxy saves him. He passes out. Seeing Roxy calms down his gluttony for some reason, but he goes. She gets taken to an inn. When he wakes up, Mine and Lust are there. They recruit him to come join the other sins for a special mission. They say that the kingdom's about to enter a new era thanks to the Divine Dragon being brought down. And Lust reveals she only went along with the plan to kill Roxy, and she admits it was stupid. But he only went along with it because Envy, convinced her. Envy was a weapon, but it mind controlled a Holy Knight. It was actually a Holy Knight who was in Roxy's party, and that's pretty much where the story left off. Now I skipped some things. I'm not trying to ramble on too much to make it too boring, but yeah, man, this is a great anime. Really cool characters, pretty funny at times. I wasn't expecting comedy in something like this. A really interesting premise about a guy who kills and gets stronger and stronger and stronger. I'm not really finding nothing. Honestly, I got nothing bad to say about it. Like, is it like perfect? Absolutely not. But nothing is really. But I don't know. I like it. It was passable. Like, I got mad when I had to wait for episodes to drop. But yeah, this is Berserk of Gluttony. One thing that was interesting is that he actually had to leave Roxy's side because he couldn't be near Roxy because Gluttony would act up at the mention of her. But like, Gluttony stopped because of her, so I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It's alright. Like I said, it's not perfect, but yeah, Berserk of Gluttony, a really great anime. Interesting, good characters, a nice main character. Yeah, he becomes one of these like dark and gritty and anti-hero like characters sometimes, but I don't know. He kept him keeping his identity secret from Roxy for so long. I don't know why. I don't get why he had to do that, but I don't know. I don't. Well, whatever. But yeah, Berserk of Gluttony. Go give it a watch. It's a pretty good anime. I'm Glecko. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all next time. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot. So yeah, like I said, he earlier when I mentioned that he killed the Holy Knight, there were still other Holy Knights who bullied him who were there. It was actually two more. They're kind of like secondary antagonists. They're looking for some type of stone to gain them immortality and power. And apparently he finds it because they go on a separate expedition, not to Galia, but to somewhere else. So obviously, maybe the show will have a season 2. I don't know, but it definitely continues on in the manga. But yeah, I didn't forget about them. They were just kind of insignificant for the first season. So yeah, but all right, I'm out.